Thank you, Senator. I believe it's my turn. Ms. Mason, I understand you became involved in gun violence prevention efforts following the tragic death of your sister, Lori. I want to thank you for your work and for your bravery in speaking out about this issue with us today. Actually, your story is all too familiar. The fact of the disturbing loopholes that exist in our country's gun laws is one of the reasons. An individual can obtain a firearm even if they are under a temporary restraining order or have been convicted of domestic violence against a dating partner, believe it or not. This is a failure on the part of the Congress to do our job and protect survivors of domestic violence. And I hope your testimony here today will be seen for all three of you, heard widely, and enable us to change things to a better state. So why is it important, since new members have come in, to extend gun prohibitions to people under temporary protection orders and not just permanent protection orders? And in addition to closing these dangerous loopholes, how else can we help support survivors of domestic violence? I will begin with you and then quickly go right down the line.
Well, I would say in my case, my sister was under two temporary restraining orders, and her estranged husband was legally able to purchase the gun that he used to kill her. So, you know, if this law was in effect, that wouldn't have been able to happen because he did legally purchase the gun. So it would have made a difference.
Thank you. Please.
Thank you. I think there is a comprehensive package of things that need to happen, and many of them are in this bill. One of the important ones is a grant program to help communities develop better responses so that when police are contacted about dangerous situations, they know exactly how to respond. When an abuser is ordered to relinquish firearms according to the law, that because they've been adjudicated as being found to be violent and an abuser, that those firearms are taken, that they are stored, because in the case of a temporary order, they may be returned following a full hearing. So I think that this grant program is a very, very important piece of this, in addition to closing the loopholes that it's attempting to close.
Thank you. Ms. Sullivan?
So for me, when I think about this, I think one of the things that stands out the most...
Could you speak directly into the mic?
My apologies.
Thank you.
I think it's important to acknowledge that the only individuals who follow the law are people who are fearful of the repercussions and those who actually care about if they are violating the law. And when we talk about these things and we talk about that they cannot possess firearms, well, they may not possess firearms, but they sure could, because they don't honor or respect the law or the legislation. And I think that is a distinguishing factor that needs to be made between somebody who may not have a firearm, but if they're a criminal and they're intent on doing harm, they sure can. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Senator Cruz. Oh, excuse me, I made a mistake. It was just pointed out to me by ever alert staff. Senator Whitehouse.
Thanks very much. Let me